Urgent, I got 1 hour. I posted earlier today, and to sum it up, I'm going to see my girlfriend in 1 hour and I'm gonna kiss her for the first time. Thank you all for the advice, but I do have one question. How do I ask her if she wants to kiss? Like, I know she does, but I've been told to still ask. Edit. I did it. We were watching one of her favorite movies and we started getting closer to each other. After that we did our Christmas gift exchange. I know it's late, long story, and we did that. I went in and hugged her and then we just looked in each other's eyes and I just went for it. I didn't realize I was until I realized I was kissing her. It was quick, maybe a few seconds, and it was honestly the best thing ever. I still feel like it was a dream and I just imagined it, but it was definitely real. After we just smiled and I went to put a necklace I got her on her neck, but my hands were too shaky and I kept dropping it. I don't think she's gonna let that go anytime soon, but it was a really great time. Thank you guys. Make a fishy kissy lips face and waddle towards her like a penguin, all while saying kiss kiss kiss. It works with my wife. If you want to ask verbally, you may say something like, I really want to kiss you right now, if you were sitting close. Plain as that. You don't have to be all mysterious about asking. If you want it more non-verbally, you could put a hand on her cheek. Go in like 90% towards her face with yours and wait for her to go the last 10%. Of course, each time should fit the situation and not be inappropriate for the moment. Good luck and have fun kissing each other, winking face. Well, it's been an hour. Hope everything went well kissing. Look into her eyes and say, hello, my name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father, prepare to die, then kiss her. She'll laugh. Cue the romantic music. Exit stage left. Happy ever after. Wait until the moment feels right and just ask, can I kiss you? My partner likes to say, I'd really like to give you a kiss. Can I do that? Some people say it's unromantic, but I think the opposite. The question is just so dreamy to me. I'm crying, this is adorable. Can I kiss you, is the most common way of asking. My girlfriend Snapchats with a crazy amount of guys. I, 19 male, have been dating my girlfriend, 18 female, for almost a year now. One thing that bothers me a bit is that she Snapchats with significant other guys. I'm talking literally over 100 dudes. Me and my girlfriend first met through Snapchat. She used to send me flirty snaps and one day I just asked her out. We've hung out consistently since then. If she shows me something on her phone, it's literally raining in notifications from guys on her Snapchat. Since we got together, I just stopped Snapchatting with her. It doesn't feel special at all to do that. Like I'm one of the 100 of guys Snapchatting with her. She has over 5 million Snapchat score. I've never seen anyone close to that. The closest I've seen is like 1 million. I've never mentioned this to her. I just told her I don't enjoy Snapchatting, so I quit. That's not really true. I've enjoyed chatting in relationships before and I do somewhat miss that. I'm not sure if I should mention this, if it's just me being insecure. How would I go about talking with her about it? Of course you should talk to her. Relationships are based on communication and mutual respect. If the scenario was different, you Snapchatting with a lot of girls while being on a relationship, it would be also a thing to discuss. IDK how this is gonna end. But there's one thing to keep in mind, is it worth it? That's not really you being insecure. It's weird that she's talking to so many guys while she's in a relationship. What is she talking to these guys about? Why are they messaging her? Honestly, just tell her. It's going to be weird, but if she gets defensive, then that's weirder. She has a boyfriend now, so she doesn't need to be Snapchatting with a bunch of guys. If she dismisses your feelings, then you should rethink your relationship. Not saying that you should break up, but if she says that you're the problem, then it's likely she'll never, or not anytime soon, stop doing this. She belongs to the streets. Red motherfucking flags raining down, dude. It's like you said. You are 1 in 100 guys. Something to think about. You refer to her as your girlfriend. Does she really feel that way to you? How does she refer to you? Does she introduce you to friends, family as her boyfriend? I, 26M. Need to know if my wife, 24F, is abusing me. First, let me start off by saying that I love my wife more than anybody else on the planet. She's incredibly sweet, fun, exciting, and I believe that she genuinely cares about me. We met in a foreign country 2 years ago, and we've been married for a year. She essentially dropped her life with her family and the country she was living in to be with me. We've had some amazing experiences together, and we share so much in common. We both love to travel, be outdoors, exercise together. I really love sharing experiences with her. However, we have quite a few problems. When we fight, she will sometimes get physical with me. She has punched me in the face on multiple occasions, and she has also thrown things at me. I have explained to her that under no circumstance should she ever get physical with me. She is extremely emotional, and I believe she has a tendency to let her emotions control her. It seems every time we fight she mentions divorce in some way. She will say things like, "Why did I marry you?" or, "I would be so much happier without you." I have not once mentioned the idea of divorce, yet she brings it up consistently when we fight. She is extremely jealous. Pretty much every time we go out in public, she accuses me of looking at another girl. It's at the point where every time we go out, I try and keep my eyes at the ground or up so that she doesn't accuse me of looking at a girl. I'm terrified when we go out in public, so I do everything I can to prevent her from thinking I'm doing something wrong. I feel like I'm always walking on eggshells around her. It's not if she's going to get mad at me for something, it's when she says that I always do stupid things that make her mad. I try to explain to her that I don't like when she gets upset with me, and she says it's always my fault for why she is mad. I can do or say the smallest thing, and it will make her incredibly angry. She's constantly interrogating me for things with my phone. For example, a random number called me, she saw it in my recent calls, and she started accusing me of giving my number to another girl. Another example, my private Instagram account gained 2 new followers, but there was no notifications. She asked me who followed me. I legitimately did not approve any requests, so I told her that I didn't know. She started accusing me of lying. She's extremely controlling. She won't let me have any time to myself that isn't work. To be honest, I understand it given she gave up her entire life to be with me. But for example, I went to the grocery store for a couple of hours with my brother, and she got very upset at me because I left her alone. But I told her I was going to the store, she just didn't realize I would be gone for that long. She told me that I should be as upset as her that we have to spend time apart, but I think it's healthy to be able to have our own space. My life's greatest passion is skydiving and base jumping. She will let me base jump, and she's usually happy to watch me, but she rarely lets me go skydiving because she hates being at the drop zone. I try to explain to her that we can have a compromise, such as I go 2 weekends per month, and the other 2 weekends we can do whatever she wants. But she's completely against the idea, and she says that I should want to spend all my weekends with her. She's extremely emotional, and I'm highly logical, so I know that causes a lot of our issues. But I'm finding it hard to handle her jealousy and anger issues. I realize these problems might be smaller than many other relationships, but she doesn't like it when I talk to my brother or basically anyone else about our problems, so I would like some outside advice. She really is an amazingly smart, beautiful, and loving person, but I just want our marriage to improve. Too long did not read. My wife might be abusing me, but I'm not sure. I need advice. Hey man, I think you need to get out of this or have a serious talk with her. And answering your question, yes. I realize these problems might be smaller than many other relationships. Smaller than? Did you literally type smaller than? I don't know in what world you live that you believe someone punching you in the face is okay and a small annoyance. Time to send her back to the defect factory. She is an abusive, controlling asshole. Everything in here, except the skydiving thing, is abuse. The only reason I'm excusing that is because it's based on the rational concern that you will die. Even in that case she only has the right to complain about what you're doing, not control you. But yeah, incredibly abusive woman. You should get a divorce. I'm a 44M who got out of an abusive marriage. This is all abuse. You might think you're highly logical, but this is an obvious blind spot for you. If the roles were reversed, what would the world think about you? You can try to fix this, but I wouldn't. Her hitting you is a crime. Honestly, I can't imagine someone who is willing to treat their partner this badly in so many different ways is capable of changing meaningfully reasonably quickly. I wouldn't tolerate any of this for another minute. But if you want to salvage it, I'd say this is a situation that calls for an ultimatum: immediate intensive therapy or immediate divorce. She's incredibly sweet, followed by the myriad ways she is abusing you. Interesting take. She has punched me in the face on multiple occasions, and she has also thrown things at me. Stopped reading there. Get out, now. Therapy because you are not seeing things clearly as you two are in love. However, she is knowingly and repeated engaging in abuse after you asked her to stop. This is not okay. It is bad. It is very bad. She might be an awesome, amazing, smart, beautiful human and an abuser. People are gray, but homie, this is a bad situation, you need to get help. Yes, honey, your wife is abusing you. Even if none of the other things were happening, it's not okay for your wife to punch you in the face and throw things at you. Ask yourself this question honestly. How do you feel about the idea of living this way for the rest of your life? You're only 26, let's say that's 50 years. Do you want this to be your life for 50 years? My severely autistic brother drives me crazy. I am 16 and my younger brother is 8. He has very severe autism and he can't talk. He has very violent behaviors sometimes. Last year I had to go to the hospital because he threw a plate at me. I needed stitches. Everything in life revolves around my brother. He gets to choose what we buy stuff the store. He chooses what order to do errands in. He also gets to pick where I sit at the dinner table and in the coach. It's really frustrating. I feel really bad saying this, but I sometimes resent him. I miss my life as an only child. My parents also have the expectation that I will care for him when I get older. I don't want to do that though. I think you should talk to your parents. You shouldn't be responsible for him. I know it is hard to have siblings who are disabled, and that your parents might be giving more attention to him than you, so I totally understand your frustration. What was your parents' reaction when he threw the plate at you? But I sometimes resent him. I'm gonna be in a minority on this, but I honestly think that this is very understandable. Your brother cannot help how he is, but you didn't sign on for this, so it is unfair that this is the hand you've been dealt. My parents also have the expectation that I will care for him when I get older. Emo, you need to crush this now. Make it clear to them that you will not be responsible for him when you get older, since he isn't your responsibility. They're gonna get angry, but stand your ground so that they will look into alternatives so that your brother can be cared for. You have no obligation to look after your brother at any point in your life. If your parents object, remind them that he's already caused you physical injury at the age he is now. How are you expected to live a life with that level of potential further endangerment? I have a severely autistic brother too. There is a Facebook support group called SibNet for siblings of people with special needs. It's an incredibly therapeutic space where you can vent about all the ugly stuff and get feedback from people who actually get it. Please look it up. Also, if possible, family therapy would be so helpful in this case. Talking to a therapist individually will definitely relieve some stress, but family therapy is the way to make more sustainable changes to the family system. Your parents' decision to have another kid should have no burden or expectation on you. This was their choice, they should deal with it. It's easy for me to say this because I have zero relationship or real care for my siblings, my twin included, who has a disability. It's your life, live it. Maybe that makes me cold-hearted, IDK. But if my parents expected me to take care of my twin when they passed, I resent him. I do already a little, and them too. If you want to care for your brother, that's another thing, but no one should be forced to care for someone else, especially since you weren't involved in the decision-making. You know? Talk to your parents. You deserve your own life. And if they aren't supportive, get a job and start saving to move out as soon as you turn 18. Good news is he's not your problem anymore in 2 years. You are 16. If you tell your parents now that you are not going to care for your brother when they are gone, you will just fight about it. Wait a bit until you are older also, you will be moving out before long, and getting some distance, anyway. Of course, if they keep saying things like, when you are caring for your brother, you can just say, if, but it would not be worth fighting tomorrow's fight today, just yet.